Oh, good morning. Finally back out. What a beautiful morning it is as well. That is I think it's the Upper Fall, Isgarth Falls, if I pronounce that correctly. Yorkshire Dales anyway. So, as you can see, it is an absolutely beautiful morning. We've got a beautiful few days forecast. And I'm off out doing a walk that I've wanted to do for probably 18 months or more. It's the Herriot Way, 55 miles, nice circular, takes in some absolutely beautiful parts at Yorkshire Dales. So where I've parked is down at the Yorkshire Dales car park for Isgarth Falls. I've parked for 48 hours, I might say 48 hours, 55 miles. I'm hoping to get it done in 2 days with one night's camp. That is the plan anyway. So yeah, that's where we've parked. 48 hours, 8 quid I think it's cost me. So yeah, let's pick route up, which is just off up here. We'll get cracking. Look at this, it's absolutely beautiful this morning. We're on for a couple of days with the good weather at last. Been looking forward to this. So finally back out, like I say, because the last time I got out for a camp was literally 3 weeks ago. The last video that I did where I camped below Striding Edge for, not Striding Edge, Sharp Edge for Blencathra. That was the last time I camped, that's like about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I've been looking forward to this. I've been out doing a few walks, getting a little bit of few miles in legs, shall we say, for an up and coming big walk that I'm doing. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this over 2 days. Like I was saying, it's 55 miles this one, 2 days, so that's going to be out like 27, 28 miles per day, depending on which route I take, because there is a few variations at route on this one. So we'll see. The plan is to get to top end of Gunnerside Gill tonight, camp up there. I've camped up there a few times in past over years. Nice little spot up there. It's an old mine, I can't remember what they were mining for, but anyway, it's a nice spot up there. So that is the aim for tonight, to get to there, get a nice little spot. That's where we're stopping for to eat. Having watched quite a few videos in me doing my research for this walk, we're going to be encountering quite a lot of that. I couldn't even get my legs through here. I've had to put one leg in front of the other, hold on, to the top of there and jump my way through it. Looks like we're on for a lot of that. Oh, it might be sort of mid-April, because I think it's about, is it 17th or 18th of April today. I'll tell you what, there's still a nice nippy air in that breeze. It's quite breezy, there's about 10 or 12 mile an hour breeze, and the wind chill is on form. And what I did last night was, instead of driving up this morning, which would have taken me about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes depending on traffic from mine to Isgarth, that car park where I'm parked, I drove up last night and I found a nice spot using the Park for the Night app up on Buttertubs Pass, or just over the other side of it. Lovely spot there, have a look in ours. I got a phone signal, had a lovely sunset last night, beautiful sunrise this morning. But this morning when I got up, I was up early, about 5:08, got a brew on, had a couple of pots of porridge, and when I opened curtains to the cab in van, out front window were all iced up, and out front of the van had got all frost and ice on it, so it were a cold and last night. I'll tell you something, I'm glad I've got that diesel heater in that van fitted, as I just reached out of bed this morning, turned it on, and within 5 minutes it was nice and toasty in that van. Beautiful. Right then, as I've said, it's a little bit nippy, and that breeze is coming and going, and there's a fair old wind chill in it. So what I'm going to do is, we're about a mile in now. We've just hit this meandering river. I don't know what name on it, but we're heading towards Askrigg. That's about another 3.5 to 4 mile. That's the first village we come to after Isgarth. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll put camera away for a bit, get these 3 or 4 mile under belt, get going, get warmed up, get the old limbs warmed up and oiled up. So I've already had some breakfast, but I've got a few cereal bars to have as well. Get a bit of a protein in it. So yeah, I'll fetch you back a little bit nearer when we get to Askrigg, and we'll get some miles under belt. I've just fetched you back just for a second, just to show you this, all this debris here, all these twigs, and I mean, look at the size of some of these bits of trunk and stuff off the trees. Now that is from, I don't know when it's happened, obviously it happens quite a few times over the years, but river is right back over there. Obviously when we've had bad weather, bad rain, it's broke its banks, and all this field that you can see out in front on you, this must have been absolutely full of water, and that's where its shorelines come to, or its, you know, edge of water's been to. You get all that, I mean, there's bits of pallet there, there's all sorts in it. We've just hit the village of Askrigg now. Lovely little typical Yorkshire Dales village this. So we'll have a little wander through here, see what we can see, keep on route, and we head out to the other side then, back into the fields. I'll not be doing any stopping off out just yet. There'll probably be maybe a cafe or two that might be open or whatever, but not stopping just yet. Keep going, get them miles under the belt. We're about 4 mile in now. Look at this here. Is that the smallest gate you've ever seen? I don't even know if I'm going to get through this. That's got to be the smallest gate I've ever come across. That's ridiculous. Right, we've just about hit the 6 mile mark. So 6 mile in. We're just on we're out at fields for a little bit now. On a lane for a few miles called Skelgill Lane. And I can sort of see his destination where we're going to be going. I think that's Fountains Fell up there. I think. Without having a quick look at the map, I'm sure that's Fountains Fell up there. I think. I'll have to have a little check on the map. But yeah, we're his next sort of village where we're going to be heading to is Ardraw, where Ardraw Falls on that is. I've parked there quite a few times and done some walks from there. So that is the next sort of populated area. Until now we'll carry on enjoying this lovely weather. It's warmed up a little bit, there's still a little chill in that breeze, like I was saying. We've got that sort of 10-12 mile an hour breeze, but it's nice, it's keeping me nice and cool. All I've got on layers wise is I've got my 6-8 Senchi on. I've stopped wearing base layers, so I was finding that I was sweating in them. So one of these 6-8 base Senchis, or my Om core hoodie that I usually wear, that black one, I usually wear that against my skin, and then this Rab Vital hoodie. And I find that I've found over the last sort of 12-18 months in winter as well that this combination works a lot better than wearing one of them thin base layers and then these over the top, because like I say, I'm finding myself sweating in them a lot, whereas this setup's a lot more breathable, so it's working quite well. This is a rowdy lot. I'll tell you something to know, I'm glad I put my sealskin socks on. going through some of these farmers' fields on these tracks and that, it's quite a bit wet and muddy in places. So yeah, like this here, obviously little springs and that are coming out of the hillside, coming straight over the path like this. It's absolutely wet through, so you sort of trying to hop over it, but some on it's a bit unavoidable. Come through that farm there, come through the gate, and it's just like 2 and 3 inch deep in mud and crap all over, so you've got no choice to walk through it. Yeah, at least me sealskins, like I say, I'm glad I put them on, keep my feet dry and warm. Well, I don't know whether anybody else has experienced this on this route, but obviously, as you know, this Herriot way, Yorkshire Dales, you're passing through a lot of farmland, farms, you know, this stuff. About a couple of miles back, I'm coming up path, old boy farmer on quad comes down to me, wanted to know what I was doing. I said, I'm doing Herriot way, I'm on a path. That was it, okay, enjoy your day. Surely he must have recognised me. Same bloke, just come through the field there, come through one gate and heading across field, much like what it is here, like this. Just come through the gate in bottom, come straight to me again. Are you the same bloke I've just seen back down there? I says, yeah. Oh, you're doing that bloke doing that walk, aren't you? I says, yeah. I'm on the right path, Anna. Well, I hope so. Make sure you keep to paths. I says, I am doing. Alright, see you later, have a good day. What is it with some of these farmers? They don't like you being on the land, do they? Even though we're on permissive footpaths. I don't know. Up to now, I'm enjoying, well, don't get me wrong, but I'm slightly disappointed in some of the way markers for this route, because I've encountered this 2 or 3 times now. I've just come through another little farm there, and as you get to the farm, you've got a finger post pointing, you know, public footpath, but then you walk into the farm and there's no signs. So I'm walking into the yard, into what I deemed as farmyard, looking about, there's no, so I comes back out, comes out opposite side, into a field, I can't see a way out, goes back into the farmyard, goes through this other gate, goes through a gate which I probably weren't meant to go through, and as I got to the other side of it, just off to one side there, there's a gate, a wooden gate with signs on it on this side. You can't, it's a lot in it. I mean, to look at this, it's pretty straightforward, you know, you can see worn path through fields, gates in walls and stuff like that, but when you come into farms like that, little farms, it needs to be signposted a little bit better for me. Stop people, you know, trespassing or whatever, or going through gates what they shouldn't be going through and things like that. So yeah, slightly, a little bit disappointed with the way markers so far. Right, we've come to a familiar bit here. I can't remember when it was. It's last year sometime I came. This is Ardraw down here, village of Ardraw Falls is just up here somewhere. And I parked in Ardraw and I went up over direction of fell, over to Lovely Seat. And I did a big circle of coming back round. I came over this stile here and I came across this bench here. Looks as though something's happened with that. I bet it's fell away, I bet floors fell away underneath it and somebody's, looks as though somebody's in the process of banking it up there, but yeah, lovely see it that. Got an air on it there, barn owl. There's a couple of grouse just in the middle there. I don't know what that is, I think that one up top there, I think that's either a buzzard or a red kite or something like that. Squirrel, pheasant there. It's in memory of a kid called Lawrence Edward Dews, 94 to 2019. Braveheart, Yorkshire's adopted son, gone but never forgotten. Yeah, a lovely little memorial bench that. Like I say, I can remember seeing that last time I come, last year sometime. So yeah, we'll make us way down this field now into Herriot, and then from Herriot we'll be making us way. I think we're going to Oars then after that. The track carries on down into Oars. I think at Oars we might stop there, maybe have a little half an hour or 40-minute break. Might get a bite to eat there or something. So we'll see once we got there. Well, once we get there. Getting a tongue twister on it. It looks I think it's up. I was just about to say it looks really weak, that one there that's laid off low, but it's a skinny little thing. Oh, it's up though. He's up, or she's up. One of the things I did contemplate, as I was saying earlier on, you can sort of make this route up a little bit as you go as well. Now back in Herriot there, you pick Pennine way up. So we're at about 11 mile now at Herriot. So it sort of, it goes round in a big loop down to Oars, then comes back up, and then that's where you pick Pennine way up and make your way up Great Shunnagh Fell. But just at top end there you could stop on Pennine Way, and if you didn't want to go down to Oars, which is where we are going, you could carry on up Pennine Way there up to Great Shunnagh Fell, and you could probably save yourself about 3 mile. I did contemplate doing that, but because at time of day it is, I've got loads of time. I think sunset is around 8 o'clock now, maybe 10 to 8 o'clock, somewhere around there, with loads of time. So I am going to go down to Oars, and as I say, get pack off for half an hour, 40 minutes, get a drink and a bite to eat, I think. So that is the plan. Right then, Oars. We'll get into the centre, try and find a shop or maybe a little cafe or something like that. Might get a brew and a bit of cake or something like that, see what, yeah, we'll have a little wander about, see what we can find. Right then, that's the belly filled, and nice little sausage and bacon butter there with plenty of brown sauce on, and a nice latte. So we're now leaving Oars, making his way back into the fields now, and heading towards Great Shunnagh Fell next. Right then, we've made the climb up out of Oars down here, up a nice little incline there, get the blood pumping, that's wound me up. Come through the gate there, we join the Pennine Way now. This takes us all the way up to Great Shunnagh Fell and off that other side. If you'd have come from, if you'd have carried on down Pennine Way back that way, it takes you back down into Herriot, where our parts, like I was saying earlier on, when I first did Great Shunnagh Fell, I went up here, over to Lovely Seat, and back down into Herriot. So that this route that we're on at the minute, Pennine Way, going back that way takes you back down to Herriot. But yeah, we'll crack on off up here now. It's a steady old slog up, it just keeps going and going and going. It's a decent track all the way up, should be able to get foot down and get some more miles covered. We're at about 14 mile now, I think, somewhere around there. So we'll crack on, get up to Shunnagh Fell, Great Shunnagh Fell. Oh, let me sit down. Oh. Right, Great Shunnagh Fell, 716 metres, somewhere around there, exactly at the 18 mile point. Now I've I've not come back to it or filmed much coming up from when we got up Pennine Way to coming up here. It's literally about 3 or 4 miles. It's just a slog. It's pretty featureless coming along there up here. Stone slab paths, boggy. There's a lot of water down. It's very wet and boggy coming up there. Like I say, it's just a featureless moorland. So I put my hood up, got my head down, just kept going. I've no idea what the time frame it took me to come up there, but that weren't the point. It was I just wanted to get up here, get to this shelter, and I'm gonna have 5 or 10 minutes here, just out of that wind for a little bit of a rest out of that wind. It's not too bad. It's not like it's 30 mile an hour. It's sort of 15, 18 mile an hour, but it's constant, and it's not that it's cold or out like that. It's just it's a sideways wind, and it gets in my ears. It gives me earache, gives me jaw hurt like this. So yeah, so if I'd have been doing this over 3 days and doing 2 nights camping, this was where I was going to stay first night. And obviously I'm here way too. I think it's about 2 o'clock-ish somewhere around there, quarter to 2 o'clock. So they've been way too early. About another 6 hours before sunset's in it or something like that. So yeah, I'd have been way too early getting here if I'd have been camping here tonight. But, like I say, I'm gonna have 5-10 minutes here, just have a rest from that wind. One of the next things I need to do is get some water and all. I've sucked me water that I got in me. I've got some electrolyte in there. I've drunk it all and all coming up there, and I've got quite thirsty and all. So about another mile or so just down here there's a gill called Cargill. So I'm hoping that's some good, nice, clean water. I'm going to filter a litre of water, drink that. I'm going to fill this up, get some electrolyte in here. I've got some Sports in Science electrolyte tablets with me. I always carry them anyway. I've been doing for a long time, even on day walks. And yeah, get some of them down me just to rehydrate myself. So that's about it for a minute. As I say, 5 or 10 minutes here, and then we'll crack on. Come across several bits like this now, with path. This is up Pennine Way, this, by the way. It's just absolutely covered in water, you know. It's just wet through around it, so you've no choice. Or we're a bit back up there where I just had to, it was ankle deep. I walked round path, but it was just bog. All this marsh, wet, boggy, horrible stuff. But yeah, you just have to go for it. I mean, one good thing that's come out, the trail shoes are nice and clean now, but yeah, as I was saying earlier on, I'm glad I put my seal skins on just as I'm talking there. As you can see, it's clouded over a little bit. It's quite overcast now, and this is about 2 or 3 times now. There's a little bit of hail. It's not rain, there's a little bit of hail in air. Not too bad light, but anyway, we're not far off of that Cargill here now. It's hopefully I'm going to get some water. I'm desperately ready for a drink. Right, this is Cargill. Not what I was expecting. I can't even hear out running. So yeah, I'm not getting out from here. I have to keep going. I'll keep my eye on map, see if there's hotels I can sort of spy. Or when and if I come across a running source, I'll have to stop and get some water there. That's a shame, but not end it well. Keep going. This is what I was on about with this hail again. Look, can you see it? Quite big and all. It's that polystyrene stuff. So look at it. Them ones that you smack your in beak. Yeah, it's like bloody pins and needles, man. Hitting your in for this. I nearly said a naughty word then. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad to be on a sort of downwards trajectory of such. I'm just looking back up to that's Great Fell up there, and now we're dropping down on the other side of here. We're out of that, oh, out at worst of that wind. I have got my sky watch on me. I forgot I got it here. And while we were up on top there, I thought I'm just going to check wind speeds, and it were going up to like 19, just touching 20 mile an hour. Temperature's 7 degrees, and in that higher wind, that 20 mile an hour wind, 19-20 mile an hour wind, the actual wind chill were going to 0. And it's a little bit warmer down here, but up there, my fingers, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but I've ended up with sausage fingers because my hands are cold. I've got my gloves like, but I weren't that cold as such that I needed to put them on, sort of thing. But yeah, the wind chill were hitting 0 up there. So, like I was saying earlier on, we're in middle of April now. I mean, in years gone by, I've been at lakes in middle of April, in middle of an heat wave, 20 odd degrees, camping on St Herbert's Island, swimming into Derwent and things like that. You know, it's crazy out weather, you know, year on year changes, and we're in, like I said, we're into the middle of April and it's still cold like this. It's crazy. Right, I think I've found a decent flowing water source. It looks clear enough that, but anyway, I'm going to filter some water here to get a good drink because my mouth's really dry now, which is and I'm like me, my saliva's a little bit thick, which is a sign of dehydration. So I've just noticed as well, right up there, there's a road, that road going up, right up there, there's a car on its way up. That is right up on top of the corner, that's Buttertub's Pass right up that back of here. That's where I stayed last night in van. Right just on that corner there, for this view down valley, it were absolutely stunning. Had a cracking night in van up there last night. I think I'll definitely go there again, take care of here. Right, I'm gonna get a drink. Needed that. Oh, I needed that. Got about a litre in there. I've filled my bottle up, put my an electrolyte in. I've been using these for quite a while, these sports science in sports electrolyte tablets. Just pop one of them tablets in 600 ml of water, and I even do it on day walks. And it just, you know, just helps replacing salts and minerals that you lose through sweating, even though you don't realise you're losing them, which obviously then that helps with tiredness and fatigue and cramping in your muscles and things like that. Since I started using these, I have it is a noticeable difference. I feel a lot stronger in walks, and you know, there's no cramping and you know, that sort of thing that you get, no tiredness in my muscles or out like that. Whereas before I was taking them, you know, end of walks and things like that, my thighs are baking and lactic acid would be built up, and cramps and you know, fatigue. I don't get none of that now with these. So anybody that does any sort of lengthy walking, these day hikes or multi-dayers, instead of just drinking water, it's in some of them. Brilliant. Seen a lot of dead rabbits and hares on this trail. Must be, but I've easily seen 20 plus. I tell you what, coming still on Pennine Way, we've just come up hillside here out of Thwaite, as though coming across field at bottom. And if you can see that there, come over at top at back in us here, I could see it coming all like that. When we're getting up, I could feel that freshness in the air when you know, when there's a squall of weather front coming over. But it was weren't rain, it was that sleet, that hail. It come over quite heavy, but it was hail. It weren't wetting me, so I decided I weren't stopping and chucking waterproofs on. and I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't get wet. It was just bouncing off me. And then look at this again now, and I'm absolutely red hot again now. And that coming up that hillside's made me a bit warm, but yeah, we bathed in glorious sunshine again. I'll take that. Now this is what we've got at the minute. Heading off up here. This is Pennine Way, like I say, and all on about rabbits. Look at that hillside here. It's just absolutely riddled with rabbit holes all on here. Just look at it. I can see them all running about over there. There's chuffing loads on them, all over the place. But they're going to thrive, aren't they, around here? There's nobody to touch them, so they're living an happy life. Whew. And we've just entered Keld. So again, lovely place. Keld Lodge there. Hotel. Really tempted to go in there for a pint, but I'm resisting. You know what, I could absolutely murder a lovely pint of cider, won't matter what it was. Could murder a pint of cider. There's a campsite down here and all. I'm sort of looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, we're at 24 mile and to Gunnerside it's 28, so, but from here that's where we're going next, back up onto hills, so it's a bit of a climb. I was looking, I thought to myself, campsite, Herriot, but then that leaves me with a bigger day tomorrow. So we'll stick to plan A. We'll get there. It's about 4:15 now, so still plenty of time. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Look at this for a spot. The waterfall just here. We'll have a look at this. It's called Kiston Force, this, or Kiston Force, however it's pronounced. Let's get a look at this. Oh, it's a lovely this. And get to it. Now what a lovely place this would be to camp on here. Look at this. As I've come through Keld coming down here, there's signs all over saying no camping. So I wonder if they've had a problem with it. Yeah, look at that. That's absolutely beautiful, that, isn't it? You can come here in summer when it's really nice and hot. Go swimming in that. Fantastic, that. Right then, we need to be up there. Look at that for a door upper. With that view looking that way, and that view, look at that. Imagine how much that'll be worth, sat up here. Cracking, absolutely cracking. I always wonder what these, I don't know if they were all shooting lodges or stuff like that. I've just been reading a sign down there that Keld Lodge, what I mentioned, in 1800s it used to be a shooting lodge for shooters and that, and then obviously it become a free house or whatever it is now. But look at this place, it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? I say, imagine doing that up, making that into a little holiday let or something like that. Absolutely fantastic, that, with that view. Absolutely amazing. Look at this here, it's just on Mapper's waterfall, that. That's lovely, that. There's, obviously these places up here, like Gunnerside and that, it's all, I think they're all old lead smelting mines. And this one's called Swingill. And obviously there's like a remains in an house up there. There's one just up top, just up there if you can see it. But it's just beautiful, isn't it? Just, you know, as I was saying earlier, the Herriot way, you can take this high route, but you can also take a low route through the valley. follow the river along. You drop down into Mulker and follow the river along, and I'd highly recommend to anybody that's thinking about doing Herriot Way to take this high route, because getting up into, you know, up into hills like this, as long as weather's alright of course, like what it has been today, it's absolutely fabulous. You know, seeing stuff like this, it's absolutely beautiful. It's alright following it river and it valley, and you know, and seeing all that and walking through farms and fields and stuff, but you don't get to see this. This is what I come out to see. It's, you know, absolutely stunning. Right then, well, we're just more or less about. If you'll see, that's the top end just there. Runs all at the bottom here. Them's all the I don't know if you'll make it out there, but that's all the old smelting bit there. I'm sort of hoping the bit where we drop down into just here, I think it is. This is where I've camped before a long time ago. Came up with one of my mates from Gunnerside and we walked all the way up, right from bottom. It's usual route where people come up to camp up here, and the usual spot where people camp, and I think this is where we're going to be. So yeah, well, I'll get down into the bottom here once I figure out where I am. I think I know where I am, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, once we get down into the bottom, fetch you back, we'll get somewhere to pitch, because I am ready to take the weight off the feet. Right then, as I suspected, it is exactly what I thought it was. Them's the archers. I say I've camped in here myself. It's quite a popular camping spot up here. Everybody usually camps just in them arches near all that bottom end. But yeah, we'll have a little look about, see if I can find a nice little spot. One just here. How's about that? Aye, might be an option. Yeah, like I say, I'll have a little look about, get this pack off my back, and I'll get pitched up. I'll fetch you back when I'm pitched up. Got out of my walking clothes, I've settled down a little bit, got chilled out, and yeah, I'll fetch you back in a short while. Right then, we're pitched up, and I'm pitched more or less in the exact same spot of where I pitched last time I came here. It must be, I can't remember, it must be 8 or 9, maybe 10 years ago I came here with Dan. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. And I got so low. Might have been 7 or 8 years ago. And I pitched so low there, and Dan was pitched here in his Southern Cross, his Terra Nova Southern Cross. But yeah, it is a popular spot, like I say. People get pitched in here, and I've seen pictures where umpteen tents in here. There's been like 3 or 4 here. People get down in there. Yeah, I've got to be sort of careful around here now, because there's a lot of rabbits kicking about. Just in here, there's a right big burrow just in here. So watch any bits that they might be chewing. So I've got out of all me, you'll not see, but I've got out of all my gear that I was walking in. Got my other Senchi top, I've got my merino base layer on, my Senchi 90, my Kayon jacket. I've got my other step 1 leggings on, and then I've got my Senchi bottoms on, and a nice thick pair of smart wool socks, so I'm nice and toasty. So what I'm going to do is, I've just checked time, it's bang on 7 o'clock. That's what I'm in tonight. I've fetched Mythic 400 tonight, with temperatures being as low as what they are. I didn't dare risk that Mythic Ultra 180. It's only rated to 0, that, but it's 0 limit, not 0 comfort. And the comfort's about 5 degrees or something like that. Mythic 400 comfort is -1, and we're limited about -8 or something like that. So I'll be nice and toasty in there tonight and that. So I'm going to fire the kettle up, get my brew kit set up, I've already been and filtered some water. I put another electrolyte in my other bottle. I've been drinking that just to replenish my minerals and salts that I may have lost on the hike. So yeah, I'm gonna spark kettle up, do a little bit of stretching. We've got a little bit of my hip flexors are a little bit tight around my hips, hamstrings are a little bit sore, so I'm gonna do a little bit of stretching, get them nice and stretched out so I'm not towing tomorrow. And I'll fetch you back a little bit later. I think sunset's about 8 o'clock. Not that we're going to see one from down here, because you just can see right down valley down there and you can't sort of... I think it's over that way. If you can see light in the sky there. Anyhow, enough rambling. Get that kettle sparked up and get some stretches done. Oh, it's got a nice toffee nut latte on there. Got a couple of biscuits of Kit Kat and that to have in a little short while. And it's I think it's about 9:08. Yeah, bang on 9:08. So I can't remember what time. Was it about 7 or something, somewhere around there? Quite to 8 or something. I did my stretches, stretched me hip flexors out and everything, and my hamstrings and that. Had a good stretch my calves, so I feel a lot better for that. I got settled down, had my tea, had a brew, had my tea, and then I got laid down in here, and I think I've drifted off for about half an hour, 40 minutes. I've just woke up and I've put brew on, my last brew for the night, like I say, a couple of biscuits. So on to sort of mileage we've covered today. On the route that I downloaded, the GPX route, we're at about 28 mile here, but I know for a fact we've done more than that, because the parking spot on the GPX is in a slightly different place, and I think we walked nearly a mile before we passed that from where we parked at Isgarth. So we're at least 29 mile. But same again, on my Strava, now my watch, I don't know what's happened with my watch. I've charged it up now, like, and put it back on, but I've got one of them Samsung's Galaxy, whichever one it is, smart watches, and I run my Strava on that. Now when we're coming out of Keld up to the Swin Gill, I had a quick check and we were at 29 mile there. And not long after that, I never noticed at time what battery percentage were on it. I felt it vibrate on my hand and I looked, and it had conked out, battery had gone, it had turned its sen off. But at that point we'd sort of got another 1.5 miles to do or something like that. So I reckon we might have covered about 31 mile today, around that area. So that's definitely beats my record for miles covered in a single day. I think most I've done up to just is obviously I've done Yorkshire Three Peaks, that's 28 mile or something, is it? Done that a couple of times. And when I did Limestone Way, I think I did 27 mile on first day on that day. But yeah, if we've done it in region at about 31 mile, that's my longest walk in a single day. So that leaves us with about, I've had a quick look at map, the route, and it's about 52 mile. On the route it's 52 mile back to Isgarth. So what does that leave us with? About 20 mile, somewhere around there, or 21, 22 mile, something like that. So other thing as well is, I think something to remember is if anybody's wanting to come and camp up at this Gunnerside Gill at top where this mine is, this old smelting mine, there's no signal up here, so I can't get on my phone to check forecast for tomorrow for a start and what time the sun rises. I think it's somewhere between 6 and 7 o'clock. So I'm going to set my alarm for sort of maybe 5:45, 6 in the morning. Get up, get a brew on, get some breakfast, get packed up, and my plan is obviously I'll be up at that point and see what light situation is. My plan is to be away for no later than 7 o'clock, and then see how we go, see what villages we pass through for, maybe a little bit of a snack and a brew at some point, to then see what time I get back to Wisegarth, back to the plan. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to finish this brew off, get these biscuits, I'm going to get my head down, get a good night's keep. So I will catch it in the morning. Right, good morning. Brew on. I've just had my breakfast. Tart breakfast. Supercharged banana and mango. Lovely that. 144 calories. Real banana pieces and mango pieces. Lovely. Time is just gone 6 o'clock, 7 minutes past 6. I set my alarm for 1:15. That went off. And I think I might have misjudged the sunrise time, because it was already getting late, and so I've been out to take a leak, and looking that way, Dark Valley, all sky was lit up pink, so I think sunrise was about 5 to 6 o'clock or somewhere around there, so I've totally misjudged that. And I mean I've slept well, like, but when I unzipped inner, there's bits at tent low down. No idea what temperature it's got to, but there's frost all right bottom of tent. There's a few bits in here, a little bit of, not a great deal, but bit of condensation on inside at tent. I know quite a few of you were asking about condensation in this. There is. You get condensation in any tent, just because it's single skin, you know, double wall tents or whatever, don't necessarily mean any tent or don't get condensation, or does, you know. It's you know, it's just something you have to deal with. It's not caused me a problem. There's been very minimal wind. There's a very slight breeze, sort of what it's been all night. But yeah, it's been a really peaceful, calm night, really. Slept well. So I'm gonna get my brew. We'll start getting packed up, and as soon as I'm packed up and tent dropped, get a wipe down, we'll get off. I think we'll probably be off way before the 7 o'clock that I was sort of planning on, or at the latest. So looks like it's going to be another good day, at least the morning, because all skies are blue, there's not a cloudy sky. Looking forward to it. Right then, that is it, we're all packed up. Had a good freshen up, a good clean with me, some I always carry like sort of cleansing wipes on the camp and that, and toothpaste and stuff like that. Toiletry kit, I've got all that in there, so I've had a good freshen up, brushed my teeth, deodorant on, feeling fresh, ready to go at it another day, another 20 odd miles. Well, that's where I was, other than a bit of a outline away at tent, because I don't know if you can tell, it's quite, as I was saying, it's quite frosty. So yeah, as always, leave no trace. I've got my filter out, I've put an electrolyte tablet in my bottle. I'm just going to go and filter some water and fill this up, and then we'll get off. And we're straight into climb, because we're going at the back of here. I don't know if you can see it pop up there. Up there, zigzags, up onto the top, and then it's plain sailing for a few mile at least anyway. So yeah, let's go filter some water and get gone. Right, well, we've got a couple of miles under the belt. It's a lovely morning, as you can see. We're coming over the tops. It's I think we're heading down towards a place called Ardgangill or something like that or other. But it's an heavily populated or heavily mined area, should I say, up over the tops of here, especially back where we've just come from on top. Quite flat for about half a mile or so, as you can see just down here. heavily mined area. So it looks as though it's quite easy going for a good few mile. It seems to be, we seem to be walking on this track for a good few mile, which I'm glad about, really, because it gives me a chance to sort of get towed down and get some miles in, get cracking on. Yeah, my Strava's just synced, as I've got some signal on my phone up there. Obviously I charged my watch up and it synced straight to my phone and come up with a message saying we covered, on my Strava I covered 27 point something mile, but as I was saying last night, my watch died in between Keld and Swingill. At that point it was about another mile and a half, so I reckon we covered, like I was saying last night, maybe 29 and a half, 30 tops yesterday. So yeah, that's like I was saying last night, that was a good day that yesterday. So yeah, as I said, we'll keep cracking on, good walking this, all the sun shines, we'll get some miles covered. Yeah, so we've just reached this, as I was saying up there, the old gang lead, or this is old gang gill or something like that they call it, and this is old gang smelting mill, scheduled ancient monument, been conserved, do not clamber on walls, cause any damage. Yorkshire Dales National Park. I'll have a little walk inside. A couple of shooting cabins just back up track there, well looked after, nice spots. They're all locked up like, but you can see they're well looked after. This is I don't know what that is there. Yeah, it is nice to see these old places like this. There's the chimney. You can see old some of these old, you know, I can see that there, and then there's like a little tunnel just up on top there. Another spot just in here. Like I said, this is the, I'm assuming this will have been chimney. There's a spot just up on top of the hill just there. Right then, like I say, it's still good going. We've been on a track like this for quite a few miles now. We're approaching 31 mile. So as I said earlier, we'll keep going, all the goods going. Right, quick update, we've just come through reef there. Not a great deal there, to be honest. I didn't sort of walk up into the village, sort of that, just followed route round the outskirts of it. Just like I said earlier, walk going's good, walk weather's nice. I just want to keep going, get miles ticked off, just get these miles chomped through. Right then, I've got to a point where I've made a little bit of a decision, and it's purely based on weather forecast. I've managed to get a forecast for this afternoon, and weather forecast, the weather is due to deteriorate. So we're in a little bit of a sheltered spot here, but just coming up this hillside here, winds are due to increase, and we've got rain from 2 o'clock this afternoon. So what I'm going to do is just at this point back up here on this track that heads out there in a big circle, in a big loop. It's about 4 or 5 mile loop, but it is literally up in moorland. So instead of trying to battle through all that in, I think it was saying something like 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts, so instead of battling through all that lot and possibly chance of getting caught out in rain, come to this point here, I'm going to head to the road here, and we're going to sort of wait, big loop goes round, I can walk down the road, cut off on this track and pick the route back up, It's about 1.5 miles. Like I say, we're missing out on about a 5 mile loop, but I'm prepared to do that given by the forecast. I don't want to sort of, I've got my waterproofs, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to find myself towing in crap weather, you know, high winds, 25 mile an hour winds and rain. So hopefully with this little shortcut, and then I think with about 6 mile then back down into Isgarth. So we have sort of made good progress this morning. My legs are a little bit sore now, my thighs are a bit sore, so I just got to keep walking, keep them loosened. So we'll get to the top of this road, and then we should be able to sort of see down valley sort of thing, all downhill hopefully. Now that little spot just below me there, that's Dent House Bothy. It's a lovely little spot that. I've just been talking to a guy in there. He's watching Joker Edinburgh come through. So I don't know if he'll make a mark over there, but on track we've come down. There's 4 of them there with yellow waterproof colours on the packs, and he says there's another lot due through. He says but they're all late, but I'm not surprised with that weather. This wind's increasing and the rain, forecast for rain has come forward to 1 o'clock, so it's about 11 o'clock now. So we've got about 1.5 miles now. I'm going to try and push over the top here down into Castle Bolton. We'll stop there, have a brew, bite to eat, and then that last few miles then back to Isgarth. I cannot wait. It's taking its toll on me today, it's this weather. We've since wind got up, we've just been walking head on into it, and it makes it difficult. Don't have to take it out on you, takes your breath, makes it a lot more arduous for walking. So yeah, we'll get down here to Castle Bolton, I'll fetch you back there. Right then, here we are, Bolton Castle, or Castle Bolton, whichever way around you pronounce it. It's a mighty looking place that, but I'm looking, apparently there's a really nice little cafe here somewhere, so I need to find that. Oh, get me in a brew. Right then, well, I couldn't find the cafe up there. Apparently there is one. The guy back up at Dent House Bothy, I said I was hoping to get in a cafe at Castle Bolton. He said, there's a lovely cafe, a lovely coffee shop. Some down there, something turned right, but I couldn't find it. But then I ain't got time to be walking all around village looking for it. So what I've done is I've carried on the little farm that we've cut through. You can see it, Castle Hill over here. Can you see it? So we've come down the road, picked this track up here now, and I've just seen a signpost there, Isgarth Falls, 1.25 miles. We're nearly there. Oh, and I know that's where we parked, by the way, that car park there for Isgarth Falls. So I'll see you there, and I know there is a cafe at where I'm parked, because when I got there yesterday morning I used the toilet there. Cafe weren't open obviously because it was a bit early, but there is a cafe there, and I will be getting a brew and a bit of something to eat and getting in that van, because I cannot wait to take the weight off my feet. And up to now it's I think it's about 1 o'clock now, 10 to 1 o'clock. So I mean, looking at it, you can see how moody sky's looking. That rain's held off up to now, but it is due. It's looking rather dark over there, so we should just about coming with wind and all, so we should just about get to back to van before that gets or arrives. Right then, enough of waffling. I'll see you back at van. Oh, we are back, and we made it just about in time. Oh, doing my final piece from inside van. Oh, I don't know if you can see, like I said, just got here the last sort of couple of minutes just as we're coming to the car park. It started raining, so that rain has arrived, and it's what time is it? 5 to 2. The total mileage, I think I've done just over 8, I think it was 18.6 mile I've done today. I've just stopped recording my Strava, 18.6 mile on my Strava. So with the 29.5 to 30 mile we did yesterday, what does that make it? 34, about 48 mile we've done. We'll say 48 mile. 5, 6, 7 miles short of the actual 55 mile, but I think, like I was saying back when we were up on tops, even if I'd have done that circular bit to come back where, you know, where I cut across, where I made that decision, because the wind and all just got worse and worse by hour. And I got my Skywatch on me, I was recording up to like 30 mile an hour, 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts, 18, 20 in them, you know, my higher gusts, and I've been walking head first into it most of the day. So if I had done that circular bit going out, I think, like I said, I think it was about 4 mile that. So I've cut 4 mile out. So even doing that 4 mile, it's not quite the 55 mile that the actual route has it at. So even that would have been only just over 50, like 52 or something like that. So I don't know whether, obviously as you've seen, I've done the high route. I don't know whether cutting down the valley adds an extra mile on, because like I was saying yesterday, you can do little bits of, you know, you don't have to sort of stick to the actual GPS route that you download. You can sort of make bits up as you go. And like I was saying yesterday, I think I said when you get to Mooka, you can drop down, instead of doing high route, you can drop down valley and walk right along valley. So whether that's where they get the extra fuel miles from, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, I've enjoyed that a day. Not sure the hours it's actually took me to walk it, and I'll have the total mileage up when I check my Strava stats. I'll put into the description below for this video. I'll put the exact mileage and the exact walking time in hours, you know, in time wise. So yeah, I'm gonna get changed now. My thighs and my hips are really stiff now. It's my phone going off. I've not been replying to Instagram messages and stuff like that, and I've got here, I've looked at my phone, I've got over 200 messages on my phone. I've got to have a quick check it. So anyway, I'm gonna get changed, get a bit of a freshen up, and I'm gonna go in that cafe. Cafe's open, and there's a nice whatever there is in there with a nice hot brew, and I'm gonna indulge. So I hope you've enjoyed that one. I've certainly enjoyed it, although it's been a little bit tough going in areas, especially with wind, like I keep saying. So yeah, thanks for watching as always. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on next.